Welcome to Meet the Biz.
Hi,
Hey,
David.
David.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. I felt the earth beneath my feet. Sat by the river and it made me complete. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. I came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go somewhere only we know? Somewhere only we know. Oh, simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything. So why don't we go? So why don't we go? So why don't we go? Why don't we go? Somewhere only we know.
We have part of our family here today. We have a man who brings magic to us all. He opens our minds and our hearts with his creativity, with his words, with his magic. I mean, this man, he's Magic Johnson. Actually, he's Pascal Johnson. Your middle name should be Magic because you're amazing and your poetry makes me want to strive for more. He's a musician. He is a performer, a poet, a teacher. I'm going to bring him on right now. The one, the only Mr. Pascal Johnson. And now I'm locating him. Where is he? Where is he? I know he's here. Wait, I'll find him. Wave your hands. I can't believe I can't find you right now, Pascal. We will, though. We will. He's right there. I know it. Oh, there he is. Look at that. Ta-da! Pascal Johnson. Live. Hey, mister.
Hey, oh, yeah. What is up?
What is up? Look at you. Look at you with the right at the Performing Arts Studio West, the family.
We are here at home, y'all.
We're home. Hey, when I say PASW, Performing Arts Studio West, what comes to your mind?
Comfort. A feeling of comfort, a feeling of warmth, a feeling of belonging somewhere. That is definitely something that comes into my mind. Definitely a feeling of home.
Yeah, I could feel it. And the great thing is we have so much love here at Performing Arts Studio West that it oozes out. It flows out into the YouTube world and to the outer world. And yeah, it is a family of love.
We are a well of love, David.
Hey, as we said, family of love, define the word, or what is your definition for the word family?
Family. Family is definitely something that gives you a sense of completion. You know, I think to me, I've always wanted that, you know, whether it was work or, you know, my actual family growing up, you know, we were kind of forced to be close, and it wasn't always, you know, it wasn't always that way. It wasn't always the case, you know, for people, for those of you who have large families or many siblings, it's sometimes it, you know, some of it gets muddled together a little bit, and you don't know what's actually completely honest or not. So when I actually think about family, I find myself searching for that warmth, for that sense of completion that I have now with all of you, with Lindsay, with Daisy Lake, and this is truly what family is.
Oh, you mentioned a couple of things there, and this is the one thing about your magic is that, you know, I go back to the word family, I go back to love, I get all this. I mean, you are a melting pot. I mean, talk as in a spiritual melting pot, but also your background is French, Filipino,
and also Black, and there's some native blood in there. There's a lot of different cultures going on inside of me, so you know, it was you guys, it's hard to find who I was as a person. It was I always had trouble grasping onto who I was or who I am, and I still have trouble doing that, you know, because I look around, look left, and I look right, and there's not really too many people who look like me or who are like me. I mean, I know we're all different, but you know, it's hard to find somebody who's like Black, Filipino, and French. And you know, you're like, what club do I go in? Do I go to the white club, the Black club, the Mexican club? I'm like, nobody wants me. but it's nice because I definitely feel like I have a home here, and that like I'm appreciated for being who I am. You know, the colorless person that I am.
Oh, but color, I say colorful. I mean, and I think it's such a blessing. I mean, when I read this, I was going, oh my God. I mean, such diversity wrapped up all in one, and such a blessing to have, you know, Pascal Johnson equals humanity, you know, you're a ball of humanity.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
you're so cool.
What?
You're so cool too. I definitely consider you a ball of humanity too. You know, you're so well loved. You know so many different kinds of people, and you have so many different kinds of relationships, and you always stay true to who you are. You're a lovely individual, Dave. My life is definitely richer because you're in it.
Thank you. You know, and thank you for that comment about staying true to who you are, because that's when I first got to LA 30 years ago. I'm only a year old. I was only a year old.
You're 30. You came here when you were 3?
I came here when I was 3 days old.
He's lying. He's lying. He's
Don't tell anybody. But no, I just that was the one thing that I told myself. I said, if there's anything, wow, I'm having a catharsis. I'm having a therapy moment here. About being true to myself. That's the one thing I said to myself. I said, David, the one thing you have to do, remain true to the core. Yeah.
You are, man. You're so you, David. You're your beautiful self, man. You light up a room when you come into it, man.
Well, it's and to tell you the truth, again, and this is getting, you know, taking it back to you, that I just felt the word mirror reflection. We mirror each other a lot of times, and especially in this family called Performing Arts Studio West. It's this wonderful, again, we're going back to this, but we're going forward to this in the love and affection that we have for all of us. You know, I'm getting this word that popped into my mind that I'd love to get another definition of, what your definition of inspiration is.
Inspiration. Beautiful word, David. Inspiration is something that just gets you going. Inspiration is something that you feel, that you hear, and just it lights the fire inside of you. It lights the fuse, and it generates the engine of who you are, and everything you are is encompassed by this energy, this feeling, this inspiration that you have is what drives you, and it makes everybody who they are. It's contingent upon how inspired you are by the world. You know, you can get inspired by an ant, you can get inspired by a butterfly. It just depends on how you're feeling, and if you have the window open for the opportunity to get inspired by it. You know, it's true, but I definitely find inspiration in anything, in a myriad of things, from minuscule things to things as big as the heavens, and everything in between. Inspiration is however you feel and whatever you want it to be.
I'm listening to you and the way you talk about it, and this is why I'm so drawn to you, and I love being in, when you teach your classes of poetry, and you know, the way you said, if you have the window open, I just saw that, the window to your heart, the window to the world, the window to everything. I mean, and that's inspiration to me.
Thanks.
What is, oh God, what inspires you? What inspires you? I mean, you're a songwriter, and an international songwriter. So out of all these inspirations of songs, do you have a favorite song that you've written, or I don't know?
Well, I have a couple songs that I've written that I really enjoy. One of my favorite projects that I've ever done was working with Jobio, worked with Joe CB, you know, our resident rock god here. You know, we worked on a song called Adrenaline, which I really loved. And Jobio wrote a beautiful song that you guys helped, called Second to None, and he had me record it. He also recorded a version, but I loved recording that album with Jobio. We did about 6 or 7 different songs. And it was the first time that I've ever not felt pressure in the studio, to not feel like I had to prove something, where I could just be, a human, be a recording artist, you know, be that feather in the wind type of individual that I am. And working on that album with Jobio was definitely my favorite. And also when Lindsay and I recorded our wedding song, we recorded it with Jobio as well, and that was really cool. because we got to sing our own wedding song, me and Lindsay, and that was definitely inspiring for me.
Yeah. I have a bunch of questions here, and I'm going to get through them. And I keep on hearing that the beautiful name of your partner in life, Lindsay, and of course we had an interview with her the other day. But to see the two of you together and to see your family is, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, if you had talk about your family, if you had to write a poem called Daisy, what would the first line be?
Love, love, air, life. She is a bundle of life. Springtime. Just, there's so many beautiful one words that I can conjure up to describe these beautiful ladies in my life, who are Lindsay and Daisy Lake. They are at the very epicenter of the word inspiration, which is family, which is all of you guys. You guys are all at the very epicenter of who I am and who I've become. So I owe a great deal of gratitude to everyone here, to all of you guys have definitely helped me to become a better man, a better father, human, artist.
Daisy and Lindsay, Lindsay and Daisy. I love it. That's gorgeous. I'm going to bring on, so many people want to ask questions, so I'm going to bring them on throughout. We have people who have sent in questions, and we'll get to as many people as possible. So let's start with the wonderful Shaquille. Shaquille.
Oh,
Hey there.
what up, Shaq?
Yeah. What's up, Pascal?
Hey, Spike.
I got a great question for you.
You want your book to remind yourself?
Sure.
Okay. There you
So,
go.
so what made you teach creative writing and poetry?
Wow, beautiful question, Shaq. Well, that was actually Lindsay. That was all Lindsay Johnson. Remember when I first started here, I was doing mostly music. I was teaching voice with Jobio, and we were doing music and teaching master vocal classes and history of music, things like that. Then one day, me and Lindsay were just walking through this middle studio, and she was just like, "Why don't you give them poetry?" She kind of said it just like that. "Why don't you give them poetry?" I was like, "Give them poetry?" And she's like, "Give it to them." And I was like, "Do you think they'll be able to handle it?" And she was just like, "Yes, they will." She's like, "Give it to them." She's like, "Just try it." And she just kind of told me just like that, very matter of factly, and told me to be brave and brazen. And I just went for it, man. I was inspired by all of you guys.
And how about this one? And what do you do for fun?
What I do for fun? I play with my daughter. We do patty cake. We build blocks. We build things with blocks. Last night we made a dragon out of blocks.
Yeah, dragon, huh?
Bella
That's
Tower.
cool.
We made a Rapunzel Tower fellowship. So that was pretty fun. And
That was good.
lately a lot of my fun.
Look at Pascal.
Thank you, Shaq.
Welcome.
I love it. Good questions. Great questions. I was hearing, I'm hearing all this, and talking about all this inspiration, creation, and you speak like 4 languages?
I do.
Do you have a
French?
Yeah, go
French,
ahead.
English, French, English, Tagalog, and I can understand Spanish and speak about halfway through. And then some Japanese. So I'm working on my 5th.
Oh, I love this.
I read somewhere that a true debonair gentleman should speak at least 4 languages. I just thought that was so cool. It didn't make any sense, but I was like, that's cool. I could do that.
I love that.
I read that like 25 years ago, and I was just like, I still don't completely know what it means, but I'm just like, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, I can do it. That's attainable. That's an attainable goal.
Okay, I've got a few languages to catch up to become debonair.
French is my favorite. French is my favorite.
French? Oh my God. If
Definitely,
what?
it's the most beautiful, I think.
It's so
Romantic.
beautiful. So romantic. How lucky. I could just imagine you whispering into your honey's ear in different languages. Oh, that's a poem to be written.
I tried to whisper in her ear last night, and they said, "Okay, that's very nice. Now go make me some dinner."
Oh my gosh.
I said, "Baby, but my love is true." She said, "So is the salt. Now go in there."
And I'm hungry. So since you know those languages, just the word if I said I love you, can you say them all in the languages that you know?
Yes. So I love you. Je t'aime. Aishiteru. Te amo. Te quiero mucho. There's 5.
Oh. Okay, that's all those languages get me like, bromance.
Now go make me dinner.
Now go make me dinner.
You too, Dave. You too. All right, extra meatballs.
There you go. Oh my God. Okay, on that one, let's bring in another wonderful friend of ours, Miss Shannon Direx.
Hey, I do have a question for you. What is like work at Performing Arts Studio West?
Wow, good question, Shannon. Working at Performing Arts Studio West is an amazing gift in my life, and it also gives me the opportunity to do what I love, to teach what I love, and also to grow at what I love. I mean, it helps me to teach all of you guys how to utilize words and how to string them together and effectively communicate. And I love my job because it really helps me to, like I always say in class, it helps me to sharpen my sword. It helps me to become more capable, it adds more fluidity to my art and my craft. So it definitely gives me an opportunity to learn. Great question, Shannon.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thank you.
We're going to go right to this other wonderful family member that we have today, Ms. Raquel Chavez.
Hi, Pascal. I had a question for you.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel to work at the Performing Arts Studio West to work out your poetry with us, and why?
How do I feel and why do I love it?
Why you love it to feel to work at poetry with us or work with us, and why?
Why do I love it? Great question, Rocky. I love it because it helps me to find out who I am. It helps me to learn. You know, I learn new things about myself every time I'm teaching you guys, or you guys are teaching me a lot of the time. And you guys find new ways to write. You guys find new ways to think. And like David said earlier, we become mirrors. That energy just bounces off of that mirror, and we become prisms in each other's life. And it definitely accentuates my capabilities working with people like you, Raquel. You're such a great writer and a great thinker that, you know, it helps me to become a better teacher.
The other question is, do you like to write in Spanish poems one day?
I'd love to, but I definitely do need some backup. Like I said, I could understand a lot more than I could actually speak. But would you like to write a Spanish poem with me one day?
Sure. I will practice my writing in Spanish more often.
Hey, that sounds good, Rocky. We've actually never written a Spanish poem. We should actually work on that one too one day.
Thank you, Pascal. Yeah. One day.
Thank you, Raquita.
One day.
Thank you, Raquel.
Welcome.
How beautiful. I'm looking forward to that Spanish poem.
Serioso.
You see, un poquito español. But I love listening to it, and I love the language. And I love Luke Zimmerman.
LZ.
LC, what up? Pascal in the house.
LZ.
Here's a question to you, Mr. Pascal Dawson. I like that real name.
Thanks,
But
man.
I find out husband, father, best friend. Like, how you meet the beautiful Susie Dawson and how long you're looking for some princess?
Well, I was working with Nick. Do you know Nick Brode?
Yes.
Brode? He was I was actually working with him. We were working one-on-one, and then that was how I was introduced to all of you guys. And then I met Lindsay, and of course she didn't give me the time of day. You know, she still doesn't give me the time of day. So don't tell her I said that.
I won't.
No. I'm just joking, Luke. But then I met Lindsay, and then of course I met everybody here at the program, and then of course Lindsay came before Daisy. So
yeah.
So then Daisy
But
came.
how do you get the name Daisy? That's a question.
Daisy? Good question. Daisy is actually Lindsay's favorite flower.
Mine too. I have a dog named Daisy.
Excuse me?
I have a dog named Daisy.
How?
I have a dog named Daisy.
Oh, you have a dog named... I thought you said...
And she's very cute.
I almost thought you said, how's Daisy in the dark? I said, she's good. She's good in the dark. That's funny. Joe had a dog named Daisy too.
That's good.
Joe had a dog named Daisy too. Very cool.
Thank you, Luke.
I didn't name Daisy after your dog, okay?
When we say that.
It's the Daisy Convention. And thank you, Luke.
Thank you, Luke.
Well, we're gonna, in a little while, we're gonna have to just bring on that lovely woman of yours, but we'll bring her on in a second or two. No,
don't tell her I'm here.
Don't tell her you're here. Okay, I won't tell her you're here. Oh, wait a minute. Where am I? Where am I anyway? Oh, there I am. Okay, add me. Sometimes I lose myself.
Did you find yourself, David?
I found myself. Oh,
I found me.
Oh my God. Oh, that's a good one. Define you.
Define me. Confused. I'm so confused. I have so many different words and thoughts flying through my head. It is hard to grasp onto reality sometimes. And I mean that in the truest sense. I find a lot of us artists, we get stuck. You have a lot of those people who are like stuck, like tapping their hands and like, going like this and, just tapping their shoe. Or I'm definitely one of those. I wouldn't say I'm super fidgety, but my mind is super fidgety. I have about 30 things going on at once, and in about 15 seconds, I'll forget that and I'll have 30 more things. So
I'm so there with you. And that is so the creative artist in us, because when you were saying so many things at once, I seriously tell people my mind is like a 7-lane freeway.
Oh man.
And let me tell you, last week it doubled. So I had 14 lanes, and boy, I shouldn't have been driving.
It was a bad double up. It was a minus double.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, let me bring on another wonderful family member, Monique Washington.
Oh, Mo.
Hi, Pascal. How are you?
What's up, fabulous? What's up, fabulous?
Good. How long you write your vocals? When you sing a high note? Yeah, when you sing a high note to Michael Jackson, your voice is still higher and higher.
The falsetto like that.
Yeah, how you do that?
Oh man, good question, Monique. That I've been working on since I was probably about 17, 18 years old. I've been working on that. I'm 36, so about half my life I've been working on that. But I didn't perfect it until I started working with my uncle. My dad was also a singer, but he was more of a jazz balladeer. He couldn't go up there to save his life. And but that you know, like how Heat Wave, you know, Always and Forever, you know, those old school songs that have like the you know, the you make me feel brand new. Like my mom really loved those songs. My mom loved a male's falsetto voice, so she had a lot of that music playing in the house. And my uncle could actually nail those notes. So when he saw me like trying, and actually went, I know I'm going on a tangent, Monique, but I actually went to Philippines, and I was actually singing professionally, and I was doing those kind of things, but I wasn't doing it in the right way. I wasn't singing them in the right place. I wasn't singing from the diaphragm. I wasn't hitting the note from the right place. And when you're actually singing falsetto, you're actually breaking your voice. So that's not naturally the way a male especially is supposed to sing, because you're actually mimicking a woman's voice. You know, I don't know exactly where the history of it completely came from, but it definitely seems like it comes from mimicking of a female voice, and a male can only go so high. So afterwards, he was just like, hey, let's try new things, you know. Probably a little rhythm and blues that was influenced in there, but my uncle definitely taught me how to utilize that weapon. And he would have me lay down on the floor, and he'd, you know, have me stretched out like, you know, starfish, a la starfish. And then he'd put his foot on my stomach. He'd stand on my chest and he'd put pressure on me, like, sing. And I'd be like, he'd say, sing. And I'd say, ah. And he's like, no, you should be able to go, ooh. He's like, start from a U, go you. Start from there and go down the alphabet. If you can hit the U while I'm standing on your chest, then you know you have a good falsetto. I stayed there for about 3 weeks, and about my 8th day of him standing on my chest, I was able to go you while he's standing on my chest. And that's when I knew that I could hit those notes like in my sleep. So then I got pretty good.
Wow.
Okay.
What a great question. And that, you know, I was thinking, thank you, Monique.
You're welcome.
Oh, you know, and I was thinking, hearing that story, I was thinking, you got a book in you. You got, and you've got several books in you. And you're singing. It's so true. I mean, I remember the show that we did, and you did that solo, and I was like, oh, it was like one of my top 3 favorite parts of that show. I'd go online and rewatch that. Just your section. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much. I definitely had to bust my ass to sing that song. John definitely challenged me.
John knows what we need. John knows what makes us shine, doesn't he?
He knows what we want. How does he know what I'm thinking? No.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's bring on Jason. Jason Caracas. There he is.
What up, JK?
What up, y'all?
What is up, J baby?
Not much. I want to say I love you guys, and I love the class. I love my family, and I want to say Merry Christmas, and I love you guys. And one of these days I will come back and see all you guys again. So I'm gonna have a good Christmas, and I love you, and tell everybody I love them, and then when I come back, I'm gonna do some more. I love you, Pascal.
I love you too, J baby. Do you think that since you're giving me all this love, but do you think that since I loved you first, I love you more? Do you take that into consideration? That I possibly love you maybe a little bit more than you love me?
And you know what? I can speak a little bit Spanish too.
All right.
Buenos dias, adios, Merry muchachos, buenos años, adios, amigos.
Heck yeah, that's right, J baby, that's right. I don't know what he ordered, but he was right. I think he got a quesadilla, combo number 3.
And you want some enchiladas or
Oh.
I do. I do. Why are you talking to me at 12 o'clock that way? You're talking about lunchtime this way about food? Don't you dare talk about food this way.
I love you guys. I love you.
I love you too,
Ah.
baby. I love you too, bro.
We love you too. Oh my
Thank you.
God. And you know, you talking about enchiladas. We had enchiladas last night and I ate a whole can of refried beans. And let me tell you, it was not good to sleep with me last night.
Crack the window. Did you eat the whole enchilada? The whole enchilada.
No, I just ate the bean.
Okay.
Hey, and we're talking about musical foods, right?
David, you broke the internet. You broke Zoom.
Oh my God. Listen, last night I cracked the paint on the walls. I'm gonna get out of here before, and to bring on Alan Davis before I go any farther.
Oh man. Thank you, Dave.
Oh, let's see. We'll unmute Alan. Here we go. We're unmuting Alan now.
Alan.
Whoop. Yeah, no, I'm not. Okay. And old, you ought to read that thing. Just look it up on the internet. 1601. You ever heard of that?
1601. The date? I've heard of the date.
The date, the year. That's also the title of a short piece by Mark Twain, and it deals with enchiladas and the results thereof. So, really? Anyway, that's just a cute one. Anyway, that wasn't my question. That was, in fact, that wasn't a question at all. It was my question is, what do you think is the most important thing in a song lyric?
Wow.
And should a song lyric, sort of a subcategory, should a song lyric sort of lay it all out, or should it be more of a riddle?
Wow. Beautiful question. I think that, a song is different from poetry. A song can be poetry, but it is also supposed to be understood to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So I think that a chorus is really what differentiates a poem from a song, although both of them desire a heart. They need a heart. So
yeah.
Besides a topic, of course, you need something that you can relate to. You need to find some common denominator with the lyric that you're working with, whether or not you can adapt, whether or not you can become, you need to find a common denominator with that lyric. You need to get in touch with it from a different angle. You need to understand it. You need to ask it questions. Sometimes the lyric will come at you and it'll combat you in different ways, but you have to actually be open to understanding what that lyric can be. So you have to be able to kind of have a word become an onion. Your word has to be able to become a blooming onion or an artichoke. You need words, you need a lyric that has layers to it, something that you can dip, something that you can pour something on. If you just give me a the, it's not a great lyric, The is not great. But you give me something with heart, you give me something like grass, you give me something like energy, then that is a good lyric to begin with.
Oh, gee, does the Lord really look and see?
Oh, gee, the Lord really does look, and it does see, and it transcends.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, AD. Alan Sinatra. He's my.
There we go. Okay.
Great voice on that, dude, man.
I tell you, good stuff. Let's see. I just saw him, and in fact, I'm seeing a wave here from the one, the only Pam Rauka. Let's do Pam.
Yeah.
What up, PR? She's my PR lady. Hey, PR.
Hi, Pascal.
How are you doing, Pam?
Fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing so good. Okay.
I'm right here.
I'm here.
Hello, can you see me?
I can see your beautiful face.
Okay, the question is, how long did you take poetry classes at your high school?
Ooh.
What? Good question. I actually I took poetry classes in middle school. So I have my love for poetry goes a little bit before high school. We actually had at the middle school where I was going to, called Language Academy, French was actually the main language. There's two languages, French and English, and they were pretty cool because they had different artists come in and people that were good at their specialties. That cooks come in, chefs, and they had poets come in as well. And the poets would come and they'd just read their poetry to us. They'd teach their poetry. They'd have us write a little bit of poetry with them. And when they came in, I think it was about 6th grade when I first had my poetry class. And I was just so intrigued. I didn't know that words, like I was telling Alan during the lyric, I didn't know words can be so expressive. I thought that you just had a word and that was it. You know, I didn't know that you can dress up words, you can cover them with sauce, you can disengage, you can create mountains out of them. And that's how I found my love for poetry.
After that, were you interested in acting?
I've honestly never done too much acting. You know, I leave that for the actors. It's definitely not my strong suit. I think I get too in my head and then I start forgetting the script. I have trouble remembering song lyrics because of that reason, or for that reason. So I never delved too deep into acting.
Okay, cool. We will sit there.
Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome. Welcome, Pascal.
Thank you, Pam. I love you.
Next, we have the wonderful Julian Carrasco. Julian.
Hey.
Pascal,
Julian.
what's up?
Julianito, ¿cómo estás, Julianito?
Muy bien.
Hey. What's up, dude?
What inspired you to do this for everyone?
Wow, definitely you guys inspired me. Lindsay was the first one to tell me to actually go for it. But when I saw how good all of you guys were at it, when I see how good all of you guys are, that shoots me straight to the stars, man. It just gives me so much adrenaline and so much hope. And I derive so much of my truest inspiration from you guys, from your curiosity, Julian, from people just wanting to just hang out with me. Just the fact that you guys give me your time, you know, that's my inspiration alone. I love that you guys just like to hang out with me. That you guys pretend to laugh at my jokes. That means so much to me.
Pretend. We don't pretend. We laugh at those jokes and we love it.
I know, even Daisy rolls her eyes now. She's like, you're my baby. You're my baby. Laugh.
Well, thank you, Julian.
Thank you,
Julian, your lips look cool. Your lips look cool, Julian.
I know they do, don't they?
I see effects on the computer.
Your lips have swag, Julian. Can I borrow your lips? Julian! Just for talking, you guys. Don't be that way. Ooh, you said Julian's lips. Julian,
oh my God, thank you. Oh, how wonderful.
Thank you, Julian. I love you, brother.
I think I see somebody here. Is that Santa Claus? Santa Claus? Santa Pulver, Mark Pulver. Is that you?
Santa Paul. Santa Paul. Hello. Pulver Claus.
Hang on.
Hello, Saint Nick.
I am Pulver Claus, that's for sure. I'm Pulver
Claus.
There's a poem.
What is up, MP?
What is up? I am back and I am on the tack and I'm coming after you. So don't be blue. What do you think about that?
I like it. I like it.
And you better put something over your nose because I'm going to bite it. I'm mighty hungry right now.
You put something with my nose?
Yes, I'm mighty hungry.
You better watch out for my nose. Watch out for my nose because it blows and you might lose your clothes. Be careful.
Well, you know what? I'm going to stick my toes right up your nose. What do you think about that?
All right, I see you. I see you. I see you, rhyme doctor. I see you.
Okay, my question to you is, my precious brother, is what made you decide to into the entertainment industry? What sparked that?
That is a very exuberant question. Well, my father was an entertainer as well. And like I said, my uncle was too, and so was my sister. But I grew up watching my dad sing at parties. My dad would get commissioned to sing at parties. So we'd go to random parties, random events, and my dad would just bring his whole karaoke box, his microphone stand, and all of his cassettes, and he was just ready to go. He was very Filipino with it. He was very Filipino. So he was always ready to go karaokeing everywhere he went. And just that skill that he had of being ready and actually just being so good that he really just didn't really need to practice so much. He just kind of had it. He kind of just had that skill. So when I grew up watching my dad, he had it so easy. The way he just sang, the way he just was. I was just like, my dad is so cool. I was like, I wonder how he makes people react to him that way. Because he was such a quick wit, and he would actually do some stand-up when he was on stage, and he'd make the audience laugh, and he'd make them toast, he'd make them cry. And I'd be like, how could somebody, who's my dad, be so good at entertaining and singing? And like, I didn't completely grasp onto that. It was unfathomable to me at the time, but I always just thought it was so cool that my dad was doing that kind of stuff. And I was like, you know what, I want to do that. And so sometimes he'd take me with him to gigs, and he'd hold me in his arms while he'd sing. And then he'd like give me the microphone, and I'd have my little cute moment. Then he'd go back to doing his thing. But I was always at home on that stage. So I'm not one of those people who get stage fright, really, because it was always embedded in me.
That's gorgeous. Thank you, Mr. Pulver. Thank you. That was
thank you, Pulver Claus.
That really, all these questions are bringing so much out. Listen, I know you're sitting at Performing Arts Studio West with a group of the family. How about we get like 3 people with questions there? Do we have? Can we see everybody there somehow?
Of course, maybe I could call on somebody and they come sit right here next to me real quick.
I love that. I love that.
So I can spotlight somebody. Yeah. Hello. Alexander Hart.
Alexander Hart.
Hi.
Hi. So Alexander, what question do you have for the wonderful Pascal Johnson?
I'd like to ask you, what do you like about those spoken word?
What I like about spoken word?
Yeah.
I like what it does to people. I like the affect that spoken word has on people, because it can do what music does to people, but it doesn't need music, but it kind of can have the same affect. So if you're listening to a song and you're reading a good poem, or you're feeling a good poem, or you're writing a good poem, it has the same therapeutic energy that a song has. And I think that's why I found the beauty in spoken word. It's kind of like a walking chorus that doesn't need music. You can just always just write it to the beat of life.
Yeah, it has something I want to say.
Please.
You are the most gorgeous butterfly.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You're also a gorgeous butterfly. I thought she said butterball at first. I was like, how could you?
A butterball turkey.
She said butterfly. I said,
yes.
fly at the end.
I love butterflies.
I love you, Alexandra Hart.
Oh, let's see. We can get another.
Devon, come on.
Oh,
Devon's coming.
Mr. Morgan.
Mr. Morgan, Captain Morgan, actually. Captain Morgan. When he turns 21.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
Hey, Devon.
Pascal, when did you and your lovely wife, Lindsay, came to be?
Wow. We got married in 2016. October 2, 2016, we got married. But I courted her for about 3 months before she actually let me take her out. It took me about, I don't know why I'm thinking 72. 72 is the magic number in my head. So it's maybe almost 3 months that she actually, she was working on a project when I first, you guys know how serious Lindsay is. When she's working on something, she's working, and she's not the kind of like, kind of girl. So she was working on something, and she's very serious, and she was like, I'm working on Legally Blonde right now. And I was like, oh, actresses, everybody's always working on something in LA. I don't believe that crap. But I actually, it was interesting. I called the place that she said she was working at, and I said, hey,
Look at that beautiful family. Oh.
I heard all the lies you were telling about me.
I didn't say anything. Devon said it. Devon said,
you're right.
He said, let me talk about how you met Lindsay. And I said, okay.
Yeah, right. Lies. It's all lies.
Anyway, I called the place where she worked, and they said, yes, Lindsay Martin, she was a Martin then. She said, Lindsay Martin does work here, and she is working as an actress. I was like, okay, she's real. She's real. I was like, okay.
Hey, Daddy.
So I definitely liked her a little bit more after that. And then that was it. Hi, baby.
Everything's poo-poo and pee-pee right now, so.
Oh, shit. In the toilet.
I identify.
I'm easily identifiable. Hey.
I love it. Thank you, Devon. Look at what you like brought out.
Thank you, I love you. Thank you.
Hey, Lindsay and Daisy, do you have a question for your lovely husband or father?
Baby.
She said, how much do you love me?
I love you this much. This much. This big.
She's getting shy.
Huge. Stembuku, baby.
How about you? How about you, Mama?
Why do you lie about me? No, what is your I know the answer to this question, but they don't. So what is your process when you start writing a song?
What is my process when I start writing a song?
Yeah.
Man, that is a brilliant question. I like to feel the music first. I like to feel the music. I've never been really an artist that just writes from scratch, like just writes out of the wind, unless I'm writing a poem. A poem is a poem, but I don't write songs that way. And I don't consider myself melodic enough. You know, I don't consider myself melodic enough of an individual to just create out of thin air. And I don't like the melodies I come up with enough, you know, leave that for the, you know, the real singers. But I like to hear the beat. I like to hear the music. I like to feel what the producer was when they created that song. And I don't want them to tell me what it's about. I want them to tell me what they got inspired by and how they came about. And I like to just feel it. I sit there and I close my eyes and I sit in the song. Sometimes I'll listen to it 10 times, sometimes 1 time, sometimes 5 times. And then the song just, it comes and it writes itself and it goes. You have the opportunity to take it as the air comes inside of you, and you could turn that into words, or you can just wait till something else comes. But I'm definitely one of those people that I feel the song and I'm like, what does the song want? What does it not want? What does it need after that? So it's a process.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you.
Johnson.
Thank you, Lindsay Johnson. I never lied to you.
Would I lie to you? All righty, I love it. I love it. It's all.
Retreat.
I love it. Hey, we'll get one more person. Yeah, hey, do you have another like 15 minutes or so?
Of course.
Oh, okay. Oh, I do want to ask a question, then we'll bring up one more from that room that you're in, the room where it happens.
We're in the room where it happens. Yeah, yeah. In the room where it happens.
So what is your biggest joy?
Wow. Watching my daughter burgeon. I love watching my daughter bloom. The looks on her face, when she approaches new things. I like to watch life through her eyes. She sees everything in a kaleidoscope shade. You know, everything still has such poetry to it. And I'm here to ensure that she never loses that. You know, nobody ever honed that inside of me and said, it's okay to be cray cray. Nobody said it until I met you guys. You guys are all cray cray too. And then I'm like, you know, my people. And then, but nobody ever said, hey, it's okay to just be you. You know, everybody was like, you're too hyper. You know, you need to do taekwondo, or here, just read a book. Here, take the thesaurus and be quiet. Nobody ever just, you know, people just threw me in sports, and just nobody ever like took the time to like ask me what I wanted, ask me what I wanted to do, or just until I, you know, graduated high school. I thought I was gonna be in the NBA still. I was like, I forgot that I couldn't jump. You know, I just, man. But that just goes to show how much how I saw life from an innocent perspective. It wasn't college. It wasn't go, you know, find out my career. I was definitely a feather in the wind. I lived life through extreme innocence, and I think that a lot of that helped me to see things from a different perspective, to understand them in a different way, because it wasn't just, you know, forced into me. I kind of just got to be.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see where Daisy Lake goes, and that's my favorite part of every day, is watching her react to the world in a new way. You know, watching her turn on the Christmas lights, watching her ask for PB&J. That's my greatest joy.
It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, one more from the group in that room where it happens.
The room where it happens.
One more, and then we're gonna break for lunch.
Okay. Jobio, you choose.
How about Matt Payne?
Matt Payne, let's do this.
Matt Payne.
Matt Payne from the Paintagious. Hey.
I want to ask you, what advice would you give to somebody that wants to write or stage a poetry show?
Somebody wants to write or stage a poetry show. Definitely get to know your clientele, because not everything is for everyone. So you have to know your audience. You know, you're not gonna push a glam rock concert down a bunch of people who want to, you know, see an opera. You know, some things have to defer. You have to understand your clientele. I think that's so important, to cater to your audience. You know, do you want to resonate with a younger audience, with an older audience, with people that are, you know, more into what happens in today's world? So I think that to me is pertinent to commencing any kind of show, especially a poetry show. You have to know your clientele. Is it going to be coffee shop based? Is it going to be nature based? Am I going to talk about love? You know, am I going to make people want to get together? Is it going to be a setting where people are going to want to have a glass of wine? You know, so you have to think about things from that kind of perspective when you're putting on a show. What kind of clientele do I want to attract, or do I just want to bring on everybody and anybody? So.
One more quick question. In today's digital world, do you think it's still necessary for a music artist to have a recording contract? Can they do that? music business kind of on their own?
I don't think it's as important today as it used to be. Because now you have YouTube, you have all that free music that goes out there. Now I think it's much harder to get a recording contract because there's not that sense of artist development anymore.
Right.
There's nobody takes time to develop the artist anymore. Everybody's like, okay, how many fans do you have? How's your social media? How many followers do you have? And so I don't think it's as important as far as getting your music out there, but I think it's more important if you want to have more staying power, if you want to have a little bit more relevance in the game, just to protect your music. It's always safer just to have that backing of somebody who believes in you. You know, the company who's going to be like, I got you no matter what happens. Like, I'll get your Starbucks. I'll make sure that you got a beat. I'll make sure that the producer is okay. I'll make sure you're mentally okay. And that's the good thing about having a team behind you, a recording contract. They're going to make sure all that happens. They're going to nickel and dime you for it, but they're going to make sure that you're protected and your music is protected. And that, to me, is the most important. The artist needs to feel protected with that.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, good question, man.
Good questions.
Give me love before you. Love you, brother.
Well, we've got a few more people here, and I know we're going to 12:15 today. So let's do Mr. BJ. BJ.
Hey, Pascal.
What is up, Hot Sauce? Hot Sauce, Incredible Hulk. What are you today? Are you green?
I'm good. You?
Nice to see you, bro. Always nice to see you.
You too.
Thank
I
you.
wanted to ask you, when you first came to the program, what inspired you to become an artist? Like, because we already know that you're a good singer, and like from the Christmas show, and you're a great writer. And what motivates you to continue on doing both talent too, like you're even acting too? Like, what motivates you to continue on?
Thanks for the love, man. I think that just the relevance. I want to be artistically relevant. I want to go through this life and say I meant something. That during this time and space that I was in this world, that I was alive, that hey, they're gonna remember what Pascal was about. Like, damn, he was this or he was that. I just, in the end, you wanna be remembered for doing something great, for making a difference. And I think when everything is said and done, I don't want to be a person who ever runs out of inspiration. I was talking to Lindsay the other day, and I was asking her similar questions, like, baby, I said, how do you do art at such a high clip all the time, you know? And she said, because I never stop learning. I never feel like I'm the best. I feel like I always have something to prove, and I always have something to learn. And I was like, that's beautiful. And that's the way I want to look at it too. I don't want to think I'm the best. I want to always strive to be the best version of myself. And I think that is the satisfaction that I'm trying to get to right there.
Nice. No, I mean, you're already getting there, because every year you're always there, helping us, and even pushing us. Like, even though it's like it's a push of love, because you want your students to be the best too. So it's that it's like a father push. Like, you just push them to be the best out of the world, for the world to see who we are, not just as a disability and just as people, and also to go out there in the future later on.
Thank you, Hot Sauce. And those are such beautiful words you gave me, and that serves as a great deal of tremendous inspiration to me, hearing you say that, and how much I inspire you, you know, because little do you know how much you inspire me. You know, think about how far you've gone as a writer. Like, you build mountains with your words and emotions now. Nobody can touch you. You know, you're like Michael B. Jordan up there reading poetry, you know, seriously. And you're like Michael Jordan slamming that poetry, you know, minus the beat. So, no, but all those skills that you've attained, they definitely serve as a definite inspiration to me. And I love watching you guys burgeoning and growing, and that always helps me to focus and to strive. I appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for making me better.
Yay.
Hey, Ranjani.
Pascal.
Hey, boo.
Good.
How are you?
Fantastic.
Yay.
I have-
Ranjani, ask anything you want.
Okay, I love your personality and your sense of humor.
Thank you.
So, who actually make you laugh? Really inspiring laughter.
Who makes me laugh? Well, Daisy definitely makes me laugh. Daisy like makes me laugh really hard, and Lindsay makes me laugh too. I know you guys don't really realize, but Lindsay can tell a good joke, and she definitely has a good sense of humor. So when she really wants to get goofy, I know you guys don't really see Lindsay get like down and goofy, but when she's home with me, she gets really goofy, and she really makes me laugh really hard. Sometimes she makes me cry. So she's my favorite comedian in the house for sure.
Do you like Lindsay's laughter?
I do. It's hard to make her laugh. So when she does laugh and not just scoff, you know that you did something amazing. It was really actually funny, and you just didn't think you were funny for yourself. So usually she doesn't really laugh. So.
I will teach you how to do some salsa. Get your Spanish up for you.
That's right. I definitely need some salsa, maybe a little hot sauce, and maybe a taquito, and my Spanish will be fly.
Yeah.
I tell you that, add the hot sauce to those beans too, and it's great.
Oh no, here comes David.
I tell you, I talk about hot sauce. Thank you, Ranjani. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Ranjani.
Can I get a quick question and really quick?
Oh, yes. Listen, we're going to bring on Diana Elizabeth Jordan. I had one thing connected to the hot sauce, though. Did I read something? Did I read somewhere that one of your jobs as an artist was to also work at Abercrombie and Finch?
I did.
What did you do there?
I did, but that was during high school. I never. I was just working like folding clothes and as a stalker. I didn't model or do anything like that for Abercrombie and Fitch. I was never that good looking, but no, I did sell cars.
What kind of cars?
I sold Kia cars.
I love it. I love it.
I love
it. Well, we have Miss Candy Cane herself, Diana Elizabeth Jordan.
So I wanted to ask you, Billy, because I love this whole interview, and great job, David, as the interviewer. And Pascal, what would you like to be your next artistic challenge? Something that you haven't done yet, but what is something that you would love to, if you see, because I think you're right, we as artists need to grow. And so something that you maybe haven't done yet, but you feel, ooh, this is my next challenge.
Your sport, Diana, your sport, acting.
Oh,
acting
cool.
is something that I have super high respect for. I love people who are good actors. I love comedians. My favorite are comedians who can act really well. Like, I love it when Robin Williams will give you something very serious. That's my favorite type. And I'd love to be able to deliver something like on set, or to be an actor, but it's one of those things that scares me. I never feel like I'm good enough. I don't have the greatest memory all the time. And on top of that, I have like ADD, and it gets in the way of everything all the time. And so I definitely, I would love an acting challenge, but I'm also very afraid of it.
Well, just do it, my friend. I would love.
Thank you, Diana. I saw that on the Nike commercial. Did you copy that, Diana?
Yeah, I mean, actually, they sold it for me, and I'm trying to sue them to get all my. Nike owed me so much money.
Seriously, Diana.
I should be living in a mansion in Malibu with all the money that Nike took from me.
Seriously.
All right, guys. Love you, Pascal. I just want to ask that.
Beautiful question.
Thank you, Diana. I mean, we can all, you know, we can go all afternoon. I know there's so many people who want to ask questions, as we know, but this is very close to what Diana said, yet it's not. It's out there, as in, what do you want the most at this moment in your life?
I want perfect health. I suppose, like, you know, it's funny because me and Damien were talking about that earlier. We were just like, man, I just hope I could, you know, stay warm and, you know, to a certain extent, like, you know, have all your faculties working, you know, as we get older. It's like, man, I'm happy that I can just eat and digest. I mean, I know it's weird to think about that like that, but now I'm just, because I lost my dad so young. He was 58 when he passed. I think about that. And his dad was 58 when he passed. So now I'm just like, okay, I need to just turn 59 if I can.
Yeah.
But I'm just in my head, I'm thinking I want to be present, and I want to see all the great things that Daisy Lake is going to become. That's what I want more than anything. I want to just see her rock the world, and just like keep pushing it. Go Daisy, you are the best. You are. And I just want to be her #1 fan and watch Lindsay cry when she wins awards and stuff.
Yes. Well, remember, you know, you're your own person. That's what somebody told me, because I was, you know, those thoughts I think go through everybody's head about, oh, my dad passed here, and then his dad, or this or that, you know, but we have to remember that we are individuals, and you're one amazing man, mister.
Likewise. Thank you, David. I feel the same way about you, man.
Well, hey, let's do a group shot, and here he is, Mr. Pascal Johnson. Thank
I love you
Pascal.
guys.
I love you. We all love you.
Thank you so much, Dave, for having me on your wonderful show.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you all. Thank you all behind the scenes. I know we
Thank you.
Dobio,
Steve Arachi.
Steve Arachi and Pass. Yes. So, all right, everybody, we're going to do a group shot on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Daisy! 1, 2, 3. Daisy!